One more thing before I go on. Within Islamic organizations, this is a completely different dimension of this topic. Within Islamic organizations, you have, I told you before, school, a masjid, an MSA, whatever else. We think of leadership as the one that should be the most knowledgeable, right? The ulama should be the leaders of the organization, or the people that, like, you know, you have 4, 5, 6 guys, they're trying to do some kind of project. The most knowledgeable among them should be the leader. This is the assumption by the group of 5 or 6 or the group of 100 or 200, right? The most knowledgeable should be the leader. And then also it's the assumption of the knowledgeable one himself. Before even he gets the vote, he says, obviously there's not really any other candidate in this election. I should be the, I mean, after all, I am the hafiz. After all, I am the alim. After all, I am the mufti. After all, I know more Arabic than the rest of these guys. It's a no-brainer. Obviously they're going to pick me. And when they pick me, I'll say, no, astaghfirullah, no. I'll say that in the beginning, just like when you go to the Desi's house and they offer you chai, chai. But that means really, yes, hurry up. That's what that means. Okay? Don't do this at a Syrian's house. If you go to a Syrian's house and you say, no, he goes, okay, no, more for me then. You know? So no, not leadership for me, astaghfirullah. No, please, you lead us. You lead us. Okay, fine, if I must. And in his mind, it's like, wow, you know, this was kind of a done deal. Amran maf'ul, you know, wa'dan maf'ulan. It's a done deal. But I'm here to share with you something shocking. Knowledge is not the only and not always the most suitable criteria for leadership. There are people Allah created for leadership that aren't very knowledgeable at all, but they know how to manage people. There are people Allah created with a lot of knowledge, but they have horrible people skills. They sit 20 minutes with a person outside of a lecture and they get on their nerves. They cannot bring people together. People actually get agitated with them. There are people that love to work and they work behind the scenes perfectly and they are leaders. They're silent leaders. They don't have to say much to be leaders. Do you understand? Leadership is about getting people to work together and staying on target. It's not about speeches and talks and lectures and, you know, citing text and things like that. Knowledge is an important thing, yes. It should be a priority for the group. But it's not a criteria in and of itself for leadership. Leadership is a thing in and of itself, an entity in and of itself. We find even interesting cases in the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ where he'd pick less knowledgeable Sahaba for leadership. And interestingly, even sometimes less people that were far more spiritual. So spiritual, like, you know, Abu Dharr Ghafari radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The spirituality of Isa alayhi salam is compared to his, by the Prophet himself. I mean, how much more spiritual are you going to get? And he's not given position of leadership. Why? Well, because, you know, your iltizam, your commitment to the deen, your salawat, your worship, your ibadah, all of that is wonderful. But that's not the same as leadership. Leadership and deeni knowledge are two different things. Our organization should respect knowledge. It should respect knowledge. It should respect the knowledgeable. But that is not equal to leadership. And when knowledge and leadership are always merged together, if you are knowledgeable, it means you must be a leader. If that equation is always there, you know what? Knowledgeable people are human beings too, aren't they? They start getting used to that equation. Knowledgeable people start getting used to that equation. And when that equation is not met, then they say, I'm the most knowledgeable among you. How come I wasn't picked? Why is this guy picked? This organization is clearly misguided. They don't understand the gift of Allah that they have received with my presence. Me attending on every one of these meetings is a ni'mah of Allah. This is the way by which they will be protected from misguidance. How are they not making me MSA president? When you get used to knowledge and leadership being one and the same, then it's not just problematic for the followers, it's also problematic for the leadership. Leadership, and then how do you qualify for leadership? Not just management skills, by the way. Sacrifice. Who's put in more work? Who's put in more hours? Who's more dedicated to the cause? Who has more experience in the cause? These are legitimate questions. These are legitimate questions. Sometimes you will hire an employee that's very knowledgeable in the field, but he's a lousy employee. And sometimes you hire an employee who's not very knowledgeable at all, but he's a worker. And you'll never let him go. Because, okay, he'll learn little by little. He'll get better. But man, he puts himself to work. He puts himself to work. So we have to give knowledge its place, but not put it where it doesn't belong. Or oversimplify the role of knowledge in leadership even. Okay? The knowledgeable will be respected, regardless. Knowledge will be respected regardless. But leadership, working together, an entirely different matter. I hope that was a little bit clear to you guys, inshallah ta'ala. Okay?